Now on to this. The cash-strapped KwaZulu-Natal Education Department has failed to pay companies involved in the school nutrition program. Service providers claim they last received funds in June. National School Nutrition Program Service Providers Association spokesperson Thabang Mncwabe joins us now for more. Mr. Mncwabe, thank you for your time this evening. Maybe just give us the current status quo in terms of the service providers. How much is currently owed to them?
Greetings to you and greetings to your viewers. We are currently sitting at a position where the department has not fulfilled its payment obligation to the service providers for the previous months. And when they pay the service providers, they don't pay them completely or collectively. They'll pay them in selective ways. They will pay these particular contractors in this month and pay the others, skip and pay others on the other months. So there's no consistency in terms of payment, and those are unfortunate. They have not been paid since the opening of schools in July, and they have they've been struggling ever since, and they've tried very hard to sustain themselves, even in the trying times where learners were writing their tests and exams in the last term that we just completed on Friday. So this is a situation that we are facing right now, and there's no one has come forward with any explanation to say what is the challenge in terms of these payments.
So in the 3 months of arrears that are owed to service providers, there hasn't been any communication from the department is explaining as to why the situation is as it is?
No, there's not been any explanation. We are always been told that they don't know the dates of the run from the system that the department and the KZN government use. So if you are on the run, you are lucky. Sometimes they will process about 100 service providers if there is fortunately a run on that particular month out of 1,800 service providers. So probably on those 100, maybe there'll be a repetition of them on continuous basis and leaving behind some of those service providers that have been providing services from July upwards.
The chairperson of your association, Lindani Matiwane, has been quoted as saying that officials within the department engage in junkets, wasting money while service providers are not paid. What do you believe is the reason behind service providers not being paid?
No, we believe that those that are tasked with responsibility of ensuring that the systems are in place and running properly. They don't spend time in doing their work in offices, but they are busy gallivanting on department unnecessary functions, leaving their core function of making sure that the services that they are hired for continue to exist and don't compromise the core function of making sure that the learners receive their food, because once the service providers are not being paid, it means they will not have money to go and procure the food services, and the learner will be affected at the end of the day. So it all comes with priorities and also comes with responsibilities. So those that are tasked with responsibilities, they are the one that letting everyone down in this whole thing that is taking place in the province.
So you say they're gallivanting on unnecessary functions. What do you mean by that?
Each and every week in KZN, there will be workshops, programs, awards taking place in various districts, whereby all the senior managers will have to leave their responsibilities and desks and attend those functions, leaving what is the most critical part of the department, which is supporting the teaching and learning part, and the most critical aspect, which is the NSNP. So that is where we are coming, the primacy that we are coming from.
And of course, the people at the center of this are the students themselves, the millions of students in KZN who depend on this nutrition
Indeed.
program. What has been the impact on the quality of food that they receive now that service providers are not being paid on time?
Fortunately, as service providers over the years, throughout the contracts, we have developed a good working relationship with the wholesalers, where they now understand the situation that we are coming from. So at some point, they will give you food items at a certain credit with limitations as well. So it depends on personal arrangements between you and the wholesalers and where do you procure your food items. So in some of the service providers, it's tough. In some of the service providers, it's easier. So we try and assist one another there and there. So we'll find some other schools that they end up not receiving adequate food commodities because of affordability. So in terms of receiving 20 packs of rice, maybe they'll end up getting 15 to 10 rices, just to ensure that there's something at school. So it means there's going to be malnutrition at school because learners will not be eating the amount of food that they're supposed to be eating.
There's been a 2.4 billion grant by the Department of Basic Education to fund this program. We know that the minister in this week met with the Premier of KZN as well as the MEC for Finance, Mr. Francois Rogers, to form a task team to rescue the department and in terms of raising a 3.4 billion rands in order for the department to stay afloat across the board. Do you think an intervention by national is needed at this point in order to ensure that service providers are paid for this program?
Actually, we're the one that brought to the national minister to seek this particular intervention so that this program will not go into vain. But to our surprise, most of the relevant stakeholders in this program have not been involved in this part of the tax team because most of the things are developed at a higher level, but we at the ground level who deal with the learners, who deal with the suppliers, who deal with the retailers on a daily basis, we have never been engaged by the minister as a stakeholder, but we are the one that made these recommendations to her office through her chief of staff. And this was acknowledged. So we really acknowledge the effort that she has put, but we still see a room for improvement so that even if this intervention is there, it will be there fruitfully, not just by the way. So we really appreciate. So we are hoping for the best of this intervention.
No, we certainly are. I mean, Thabang, how important is the role of the school nutrition program in promoting health and educational outcomes for the students of KZN? And what risks does this payment delay pose towards that mission?
The NSNP program, it plays a critical role in ensuring that it keeps learners at school, especially those that come from disadvantaged families, those that come from child-headed families. It also creates a platform where learners or young people don't participate into drugs by dropping out of school and go and trying to make other means of living. It also reduces prostitutions and any other activities that are untoward. So it has really helped if you can look at the statistics of this program. So this program plays a vital role in the society. It also assists the pass rates in the country to say the schools that have these particular programs or offer this NSNP program, it shows that the learners attend each and every day, and their results are very promising, and they produce good results.
Most certainly.
So it's a very good program that needs to be sustained, but it needs to be managed properly with diligence as well.
For the best interests of the students. Thabang, thank you so much for your time this evening. We certainly do hope that those interventions will come into play sooner rather than later.